ShartimusPrime, reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it, taking bad hits, taking bad shit,
Subscribe. Warface. Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Hot Toys figure review on the Deadpool movie masterpiece MMS 34716 scale collectible figure. If you're trying to pre-order this figure, you can get it
big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
Very fun packaging for this figure. I like how we have Deadpool written over up the top. And then we get all these little Deadpools just speckled throughout the packaging. And then we have all these bullet holes in here as well, which are kind of tricky to see, but we get bullet hole right over there. You can see my finger. Now on the side it says Deadpool, once a scale collectible figure. There's another Deadpool. Then on the back you can see a little Deadpool right over there, warning and all that stuff. Deadpool on this side. It says Deadpool at the top. It also says Deadpool at the bottom. Then we can just lift this sleeve right over here. Then you can see the figure right there inside. Deadpool logo looking really awesome. And on the side it says Deadpool. Then on the back you can see all the people responsible for creating this figure, and that's really cool. We get a Deadpool holding the Deadpool hot toy figure. That's awesome. I really like that a lot. We get Deadpool one more time. Alright, let's get to it and crack this thing open. And here's Captain Deadpool out of the packaging. And this is a fantastic piece. I absolutely love this figure. I'm very happy with it. We get a ton of articulation, which just makes this figure a lot of fun to pose. So you can just get lost in taking pictures of this. I got lost taking pictures of this figure. I love the accessories that he comes with. He comes with some awesome accessories. And it's just a very good looking piece on top of that. There are problems with this figure though, and I will definitely touch on that, especially with the wrists right over here. But first, let's take a closer look at the accessories, and then we'll take a closer look at Deadpool. We get a very nice looking plaque right here for the base. I really like that a lot. We have Deadpool engraved in here along with all these gashes, and I like the little textured detail right there and some bullet holes. Then looking at the rest of this dynamic stand base, which I really like, and I think this might be part of the reason why Hot Toys have been going up in price, because we're getting a lot more of these dynamic stands with more and more Hot Toys figures, which I like. We get this very rough finish right here. You can see that this is very glossy and reflective right over here on the Deadpool logo and where it says Deadpool. And then of course the dynamic posing stand, which I love. This is great. You get the clamping action right over there, so you can clamp the Deadpool. Then you can tighten this up as you rotate this around right up here. You may need a screwdriver to tighten this up also. If you want to get really dynamic poses, you know, you can bend this any which way. Before looking at the rest of the accessories, I must say that you have to read the instructions before you start messing with this figure. There are limitations to the articulation, and there's directions as far as removing the eyepieces and whatnot. And the figure comes with 12 interchangeable hands, which is awesome, but also switching out the hands is not very easy, and I'll get into that more so. We get a pair of fisted hands, we get our katana holding hands, our pistol holding hands, we get these wide open hands right over here, we get the A-OK hand right there, we get the finger pointing hand with the thumb out, finger pointing without the thumb out, and then the thumbs up hand. You also get a pair of extra wrist pegs, and then you get these little metal clip thingies attached to his collar in case you lose those. And to get a closer look at just a few of these, you know, they put a lot of detail in every single one of these interchangeable hands. I really love the paint on them. The textured detail throughout looks fantastic. All of them just look great, man. I'm very happy with these. Now, as far as adding them onto the figure, or putting them on the figure anyway, you can see already around the cuff right here, there's a lot of wear going on, and that is very scary. I've seen some people talk about this online already. Apparently, you can stretch out the cuff right over here on all of your wrist pegs to make that a little bit wider so you don't wear this out. I'm pretty upset about this though, because it feels like this has a shelf life of about 2 weeks before it's going to be broken. And I mean, 2 weeks is like being generous, you know what I mean? So that's a bit unfortunate. You could also see it happen on this side right here. It actually looks a lot more chewed up on his left wrist. Oh man. Yeah, see, so that first layer is completely gone. Hopefully this second layer right here is going to last a bit longer. I'm thinking about trying the super glue trick, about putting some super glue around the edge, but I like the idea of stretching out the cuffs a little bit more, because that looks like it's going to give it more range of movement, because there is limited articulation with these. I recommend not trying to move this around too much. Now Deadpool comes with a fair amount of weapons, not a crazy amount, you know, this is pretty much what he had in the movie. I really like these guns right here. I think these are the Desert Eagles .50, and I'm just basing that off of my information from watching the movie Snatch, which is an all-time favorite of mine. You like that movie Snatch? Anyway, you could pull this back right over here, which is cool, and you can see the bullet in the chamber looking really nice. Then you could also remove the clip right over here, which is a little tricky for me at first, but you know, you can remove that, and then there you get the bullet. looking very cool. And I really like how well this is painted. Looks very nice. Very little touches of silver throughout, you know, so all those little bits, I like them a lot. Then we also get these katana sheaths, which are awesome. This looks great. I really like it a lot, and it is magnetized right here, and as you can see, Deadpool's waiting, and you can go ahead and attach this to his back. So it's just magnetized. That is really cool. I really dig that a lot. This works out really well. Especially you could turn it around just a tad here and there as you saw in the film. And then you have each katana stored inside right here. And these look fantastic as well. The handle looks really good. And these blades are real metal. This is just so awesome. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, drumming calluses for the win. But yeah, very pointy over here, so you kind of want to be careful. Or you could clean your fingernails if you want to. Or you could use this right here to clean your fingernails. This one's a little bit better, but this is made out of plastic. So yeah, I don't recommend you clean yourself with your action figures. But anyway, looking at this, I like how it's slightly serrated right here at the bottom, but you get this little nick right over there. Then he does have storage for this knife. And when you put this in here, you don't want to push it past that little piece right there. So that little piece of metal is supposed to be kind of hanging out right there. At first I thought I was supposed to push it all the way in. Rewatching the movie, I see it does hang out just like that. And lastly, he has these little pieces right over here. I can't remember what they're called, these little dagger thingies, you know. They're pretty nice. I wish there was storage for them though. I don't know where to store them on the figure. And as far as storage for the guns, he has holsters right here on each side. These fall out very easily though, so that's a little unfortunate. I know, your eyes. So he comes with interchangeable eyes, and I think this is very cool, but I actually don't really like them all so much. There's some of them that are very similar to each other. Now I do have a set on the figure right now at this moment, but I will apply these on there. I just want to show these four off right over there. These are the wide open eyes right here, and this is as wide as the eyes get, and I felt like they could have made the eyes even wider, like that moment when Francis like just runs off when Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead are talking to him. You know, his eyes peeled up way more than that, so I wish they'd given him much wider eyes. And to demonstrate how you switch these out, you get this little magnet right here that has the Deadpool symbol right there, looking really nice. And there's magnets behind the face right here, so you just want to pick that, and it doesn't always pull them off perfectly, but there you go. So you get the magnet right there, and then there's the magnet on the back of each of these eyes. Let's see on this one, there, it goes pretty easy. So to run through all of these, here's a look at the one with the wide open eyes, and these eyes right here, I'm calling them the regular eyes, and then these are the squinty eyes, and then he has his angry eyes right over here, and then these I'm calling the slightly angry eyes. I don't know, there's not a huge difference between these eyes. Now, looking at the head sculpt itself, I love it. It's fantastic, really well done. I love all the details right here in the plastic and everything. Very much looks like Ryan Reynolds' head behind a mask. On the side you can see a lot more black paint mixed in there with the red. I think that's really good. You can even see the ear along the side right there. Looking at the stitching sculpted in there, looks absolutely fantastic. I think they did a great job with this. There is a very, very slight color difference between the head and the rest of the suit, as you could tell, but it's very, very subtle. For the most part, I just think that looks great. Now, looking at this neck piece right over here, the collar looks pretty good. Now, there's one thing that's a little strange about this figure for me. Sometimes when I look at the figure, it looks like he's backwards, like this is his back, and he's kind of like doing that Deadite thing. I don't know. But anyway, I love what they've done with these little holes, nice black paint over the red and everything. Even on this little piece coming around his shoulder, that has some nice wear painted on there, looking really good. Shoulder pads look nice. These are made out of a soft material. And the material for the suit is kind of weird. I don't really know how to explain it. It's a pleathery material, kind of, but it's pretty durable. Not incredibly durable to the point where I think you can, you know, start, you know, messing with it to the point where you're gonna, like, you know, go past the limitations as they tell you there are in the instructions. You know, you kind of want to stay within those bounds. Nice paint added right over there. I really like that a lot. And here's the wrists again. I actually did spend about 20 minutes with this pen cap right here, plugging it into the back of each of these wrists right here, and then putting them into very hot water, and then putting them into ice water to widen these out. And this definitely helps, but there's still definitely a lot of wear on those wrists. And looking back at the front of the torso, nice little gash right there, nice blood splattered all over the place. The belt looks absolutely fantastic. I love the belt. Pouches, he comes with lots of pouches. I haven't actually tried lifting any of these up yet, but yeah, I don't want to ruin any of that, so looks pretty good. Here's the back. We got Deadpool butt, nicely stained Deadpool butt, along with the back right here, nicely stained, like that, looking really good. Straps right over here look pretty nice. We already saw these. And this is looking pretty nice around the knees. Nice around the knees. Looking really good with that stitching. This tends to slip down easily for me, but it's not too much of a big deal. Just move that up. Then he has his shin guards right there. Nice wear and everything. And these are made out of a softer material too, so it's not too rough. Then the knife tends to slip out a little bit, but it's not that bad. Ooh, that's what she said. But anyway, looking on the side, nice copper coloring or brass coloring right over there for those buckles. Boots look good. Nice attention detail with that brown wear around the tips of the boots. Very nice. And I like the wear at the bottom of the feet too. This is great. And these black pouches right over here look really nice with the brown over on top of them. I did notice a little pieces of thread coming off the top of these, just a little bit, so be wary of that. Now I like the articulation on this figure, but I'm going to start by complaining about the head joint. I wish there was a head joint. There is none. We just get the neck joint that plugs right in there, so you can move the head up only that much. I do miss having the head joint because I feel like we can get more expressions and more movement out of that. Of course, I mean, it's an extra joint. But anyway, yeah, it only moves up that much, and it does move down that far. You get side-to-side movement over here, and it does have some pivot to it, which is pretty cool. The shoulders move outward. The directions say don't move it out more than that. You can see some stitching coming off a little bit right over there, just from me, you know, trying to push the limit. It does move back right there, moves forward. You do get an armpit joint in there, so it does move forward and back at the armpit. You get a bicep swivel in there as well. You get double jointed elbows that bend in more than 90 degrees, which is great. The wrist articulation is very limited. I already used the hot water trick, and man, I keep peeling off more and more of this, so I don't want to move that up and down anymore. So, and it does rotate over here, but you could even see that the wrist is pulling the suit, so that's really where you're getting that friction. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that, man. Apparently Hot Toys has remedied this before the US release, so I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, he does have a diaphragm joint up here. You can see that it twists side to side. It does move forward some, and it does move back. You also get some diaphragm pivot. He also has a waist joint, moves side to side. Waist pivot only a little bit, really. You get more waist crunching though, and it does move back as well. You also get some great hip joints. The directions say don't try to push it out more than that from side to side, so that's cool. All right, and then you can move the legs forward that much, and you can move them back a little bit. Yeah, not much more than that. And you also get some upper thigh rotation, and then we get the double jointed knees that bend in very far, and I really like how the suit works around this whole figure. It just works very well. And then we also get the ankle joints. Now there's a ball peg on this side, and then there's a ball peg on the inside of the foot right there, so that's worth keeping in mind. And then this has gotten a little loose on me right there. Move that down. So you can move the ankle down, up, it rotates side to side, and you do get a great amount of ankle pivot. Now to measure this Deadpool figure, it is a 1/6 scale figure, and you can see that he is standing over 12.5 inches tall. And then for the comparison I'm sure most of you have been wanting to see, we have the Sideshow comic version 1/6 scale Deadpool compared to the movie version Hot Toys Deadpool. And I don't know, man, I think I like the design of the movie version more than this comic version right here, but I do like them both. You can see also that this one's much taller, or just a little bit taller really, than the comic version Deadpool right there. This one not being nearly as fragile or having the same type of QC issues as this one right here. But yeah, design wise, man, I'm leaning more towards the movie version. Then to compare Deadpool to some other cinematic movie figures, we have the Wolverine from the Wolverine movie, and then we have the Hot Toys Amazing Spider-Man 2 Spidey, and you can see Deadpool's looking significantly taller than both of these, so he might be a little out of scale. I mean, isn't this Wolverine supposed to be huge? And then to compare Deadpool to a couple other Hot Toys, we have the Captain America First Avenger figure right over there, thank you Sean Long, and then we have the Hot Toys Mark 45 from Age of Ultron, and I just reviewed this recently. If you haven't seen it yet, go ahead and click the card right over there. You can see Deadpool is only a little bit shorter than this Mark 45, so I feel like this Deadpool is still oversized. By the way, I have managed to lie to myself into thinking that if there's ever going to be a Fox Disney crossover, it would be Deadpool with the Avengers. I don't know why I've convinced myself of that, but for some reason I feel like that's the most possible way we're going to get a Fox Disney crossover. And then for more Deadpool comparisons, we have the Marvel Select Deadpool, thank you so much John 3.0, then we have the 2016 X-Men wave of Deadpool right over there. And then here's Deadpool next to the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. Hey wait, Ryan, Deadpool, I don't know, all three of you are the same person now, but you didn't like the animated costume from Green Lantern, right? But then in this movie you had an animated costume as well, because you used CGI. So my question to you is, what's your problem with green costumes, huh? I got you, man. Yeah, look at that ankle pivot, man. That is looking spectacular. I really love how this figure looks too. This is a very wonderful piece. I'm very happy with it, problems and all. The cuffs have definitely gotten worse on these wrists throughout the course of this video, so that's kind of sad. I'm going to try the super glue thing, but man, I am very scared because I do not want to get any of that glue in the hinge, so I'm going to make sure I use a brush. And another problem that I had was the very first time I tried removing the eyes, it was actually quite difficult with the magnet and everything. I actually had to flick the head a couple of times to loosen it up because I couldn't get into the seam with my fingernail and all. So that was problematic just the first time, never so difficult afterwards. I highly recommend it. I've been very, very happy with it. I got stuck in this room taking pictures for hella long. It's just a very cool piece, man. And I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, please hit the like button. Click any of the boxes over here for more Shart in your face. If you have not yet hit the subscribe button, please do so by clicking that button right up over there. If you want to check out my last two videos, yesterday I did a review on the Marvel Legends Walgreens exclusive Punisher, which is awesome. And then before that, I did a review on the NECA Toys 2016 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Aliens Newt. You can check that out right there. And if you want to follow me on the Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, I have links in the description for that. And if you want to see a photo gallery of images along with a written review, which should be up by tomorrow, you can check that out over at marvelousnews.com. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Posing action figures, I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures every day. I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures, it's okay.
That's crispy.
And